Anyway, so we're going to learn today in the merit of my son Bochis Ben MASHA. We just got some fines. Thank you, Hashem. And I'm saying this publicly. The Medina needs to do tshuva, penalizing their own people. We'd be most nefesh to make sure our son gets to base or pick up when they don't have transport, which they should. And the army doesn't provide everything, doesn't support the families generally. And we are being most nefesh to take him there and take him back at all different hours. This was 1 a.m. on Motzi Shabbos. I wasn't even in the country, so my wife had to drive by herself to go pick him up, and she got a fine, and she got another fine driving him back to a base after they already sent him home within a day or two after we took him back already. Within that time, the back and the forth, and then they send fines as well. So we're dedicating this to Shefa and Broch, whoever wants to help soldiers and families. It's very difficult for us financially, all the time it's taking up, and the government and the Medina and the army are not making it easy for us also. So if anyone wants to help, reach out to me. It would be very helpful. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're learning Likutei Moharan, Torah Lamed Vav, Sif Daled, and this is the Kavod Chanukah. We have to have Simcha when it comes to Chanukah, no matter what the YITZCHAK is trying to do. Yeah, the Rabbi Miyad, the Matim, the ones, the many out there, these powerful people seemingly out there, and what Hashem's going to do, a miracle Chanukah, and put them in our hands. The Geburim, the big strong ones, these powerful forces into the hands of the Chalashim. My poor wife just driving, doing a mitzvah. It's going to put that, everything's going to be switched, and a hafachu, like Purim style of Hanukkah. And so we have the koyach of the Ruchnius being mizgabe over the Gashmius. We just need to be patient how Hashem's going to bring the Yeshua and how He's going to save us from all our enemies, including the enemies within. Okay, so this is Torah Lamed Vav Sif Daled. Zer Targum Yonasan al Pasuk. We're translating this Pasuk, yeah? What's he translating? Behema Bochim Pesach Omed. They were crying at the Pesach of the Pesach Moed. Why were they crying there? Yeah, what were they crying about? They were saying Krias Shema? Yeah, they were being saved from the hirhur of Znut, the thoughts of not good thoughts. Yeah, this is the Madrigas of Am Yisrael in the times of the Moed, in the times of the the Mishkan, not the base of Mikdash, the Mishkan, the times of Moshe Rabbeinu, the Dora Deh and the Dora Bor Ba'aretz, the one that were coming to the land, which we're in the middle of right now, in terms of, we're the generation coming back to the land, Baruch Hashem. No, in the Torah we're still in Bereshis, but interestingly, even in Miketz, Yaakov is already now sending them down. In this week's Parsha Miketz, Yaakov sending down the 12, there's 11 tribes, and there's a 12th tribe already there, which is Yosef. Yosef's Mishnah Lamelech, and he divides up into two, which is Menashe and Ephraim. So that's a deep concept, and we'll have to discuss at some point. But the idea that the crying over the Krias Shema we saw already was very much connected to this Tekufa, and this is connected now to the times of the generation of the desert. Many generations later, the times of Moshe Rabbeinu. So from Yaakov, it went through Yaakov to Levi. Levi had Amram. Was it Levi had Amram? No, he had Kahas, who had Amram, I think. So there wasn't that many generations, actually, if you think about it, till we get to Moshe. But if I'm doing the Doris correctly. But the idea is that Moshe Rabbeinu now is in the Midbar, and he's trying to get Am Yisrael to Eretz Yisrael. And there's been a situation. What was the situation in the Midbar? The situation was in the desert that there was some sort of znus. What was the znus? I think it's to do with what happened with the mice of Pinchas, before that with Zimri. Yeah, remember the Moabites had made a story with Zimri ben Sula, and there was a tremendous pagam on Klal Yisrael. Yeah, it's in Sefer B'Midbar. We know that Bilam and Balak, Machshamam, had made this whole Nesoin for Am Yisrael to fall from Benos Moav. Yeah, and we see the same kind of eitzes nowadays, because he wasn't matzliach to curse us, so he had to come up with a better eitz. And then cursing us, the media and everything that goes on against us, not going to work. What's going to work is to pull the people down from within. How do you do that? Send znus, send a bunch of prostitutes or low level, send OnlyFans and Pornhub and all these terrible sites that we should never go anywhere near. Yeah. Send them all to us, Chas v'Shalom, to try pull us down, Lo Aleinu, yeah, to make us fall down into the Indian of Znus. And that's the way that they pull us down. That's the real inner Nesoin, the struggle of the Kedushas of Bris. The Tzaddik is very busy with this. And we know that this Maisa...
It's funny, by the way, just like the propaganda for all of the non-Jews around.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is kind of like propaganda for us. I mean, look how great this is. Look how amazing this is.
Sure. In a negative way.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like just how they're trying to convince them that Israel's wrong and guilty. So all of that stuff, the whole point is to, try to tell us like, oh, this stuff's great. You want this. It helps with shalom bayis.
Yeah, but it doesn't. So, the bris shalom, that was Pinchas was over to. The true brisi shalom, that's the true shalom, the true peace, the true shalom bayis is going to come from the tzaddik doing the kanois to serve Hashem, to be most nefesh for Hashem, and to fix the bris. So what was Am Yisrael doing now? Am Yisrael was crying at the Pesach Moed. So we usually learn it's because they didn't know the halacha, what to tell Pinchas, Pogim Bo, was the mitzvah, Kanon Pogim Bo, was he meant to go and do what he did? They were crying, maybe they forgot halacha, different points of what they were crying. The way Rabbi Nachman explains it, that the Moshe and the Ziknei Yisrael, they were crying to purify themselves from this nus, to get away, as we learned by Krias Shema, that when you cry over the Krias Shema, is to remove these hirurim, asurim, these forbidden thoughts, to remove the znus from Am Yisrael. So there's a power of tears, like we know that the only gate is that will always be open, no matter what Am Yisrael are doing, is the Shara Demos, or Shara Demos, the gate of tears. That it has the power to break down. I mean, this is the generation where we really need to cry. Yeah, we really need to cry over Am Yisrael situation. Yeah, the fact that we're in a war, the fact that my son is still, we don't know exactly what that. He was in Syria dealing with a sheikh. He was telling us some of the stories recently. It was a crazy scenario that he was asked. It was an honor to do such a thing, help Shabak with the sheikh, to get out intel and to make deals with the Syrians. But, this kind of thing for a young 20-year-old and as a machine gunner is to stand there holding a machine gun and not knowing what's going to happen and then come back again into the base, and still again they don't know where they're heading, what the next service is, what the next mission is. Everything's always so unknown. This whole thing with the fines was all to do with pressure because we didn't know when he was coming home, when they suddenly sent him home on the train. Like he shouldn't be coming home on a train from Tel Aviv. After being in Lebanon, that was after being in crazy missions in Lebanon. They need sending them home in their uniform. They need to give them. They had no shower, no food, no drink. They didn't do anything to nurture them before sending them back. Sent them home in a mess in the middle of the night. And some of the stuff that's gone on, it's not accepted. This is stuff we need to cry over. The Am Yisrael, forget about what the enemies want to do, what we do to our own people, the lack of cover to our own soldiers and our own people, our own parents, our own families. It's a problem, it's a bagam. So too, this is even worse because this is when we were actually falling in Kedusha, we were falling into intermarriage, and not mamish marrying these Benos Mara, but there was the relations and Avodah Zorah going on, and Am Yisrael crying to be saved from that. And that's what that Bochin Kohen at Shema says, Rabbeinu Nachman. This is all to save us from this promiscuous woman. She Klipah Kademis the Pri. This is the shell before the fruit. Lavor Lisgalis HaTorah. Before you can get the real ore of Hanukkah. It's good that we're learning this now. Before you can get the ore of Hanukkah, the real ore, the ore of Mashiach, the ore of Ganas, the Panemius, the Neshama, there's going to be this Klipah before the Pri. There's going to be this shell. There's going to be this attack on your Simcha, like these fines. Son, you get these fines. I was happy I picked them up, not on Hanukkah, I picked them up today. I'd rather deal with the Nisayan before, and then Hanukkah we can focus on the Ruchnius and the Alice, the growth that we can do as Shoma Torah mitzvahs, and we can get his Galas Adohiris, says Rabbi Nachman, revelation of Torah. This is what we're thirsting for, to reveal the Torah. Yeah, we're going to now summarize. Yeah, there's a summary underneath. Should we read it in English, or I can read it in?
Sure.
I'll start in Hebrew and see if I get stuck. I'll come to you. It says in Adkan. Yeah, the summary. You got the summary there? Yeah, just so you know where it is. Should be here. Where are you? This is Jonathan weeping. These insights from a lesson we can better understand. Here we go. No, that was the previous thing. Weeping Krias Shema, the shell that precedes the fruit. Yeah, in review.
Okay.
Every summary, every soul. Kol neshama yesh shoresh b'shivim panim shel Torah, says in Hebrew, in the Bresler.org Sefer. That every soul in its root is from the 70 faces of the Torah. Derech Shivim Nefesh shel Beis Yaakov. We said there's 70 souls that went of Beis Yaakov this week and next week. In the coming pastures, we're going to see them all go down to Mitzrayim. Eventually, all 70 souls, not just the 11 tribes, and Yosef there with his sons. There's going to be all the 70 going to go in. And it's Shivim Nefesh, one soul. They went down as united souls. Yeah, check out my united souls. It's a whole deep concept what that means. Ulam Kedei Lezachas is Galas Shel Torah Aleh La Saraf Galas Tachas Shivim Uma Veloshin Midosein Haras. So they're going to masakin the 70 nations, and these bad attributes that come with them. The Mida Ra is cholera, and what's the Mida that Ra, the bad Mida, that includes all the other Midas from the 70 nations. This is Taivas Niaf. This is the Taiva of promiscuity. Because I'm a Shabbat Taivazu. Because when a person breaks his Taiva, Yesh Biyada L'Shabbat Shah HaTaivas Benachel, and there is in his hands to break other Taivas. Hachnas HaTaivas Niaf Mevia L'Das. And when we machnia this taiva for promiscuity, it brings us to das. Higalas HaTorah. Al manas lachnia it's malchus harasha. And this is all for the sake of humbling the evil nation, which we know as Yishmael. The kal tchuma malchus gedush yesh lekabu ol malchus shemayim b'kriyas Shema v'vorach Shem b'einayim atzmos. So when we close our eyes, atzumos, we close our eyes. The Kriyas Shema, this is a way we fix by focusing on the Baruch Shem. The Shema Yisrael and the Baruch Shem, these two psukim that we say that connected to 6 words each, 6 times 2 is 12, the 12 tribes, and that's the yichud, and that's bringing the 12 tribes into this yichud. This is unification. The Krias Shema Mekablim Shnai Masa Shiftei Ka, and we connect into these godly tribes that we're part of. You only get the Shiftei Ka, the YITZCHAK, when you're busy with the Shechina. Adam Omer Ata Nishmasa Nifradas Min Midas Ras, because then what's happening? You're being separated from the bad midas, from all that bad attributes. Gnasis Tachas Mimshalas Kedusha, and then you can enter into the rulership of holiness. Krishma Bovad Asui Lisai Adam Keneged Hira Aveya Bebim Elav Bekrai. And the Krishma is the only way that will help a person against these bad thoughts and that come up to us. And its all point is that these thoughts of a person, they increase. The only way to really deal with them is to pour out tears upon them when you're saying the Krias Shema. I think that was a good translation. Does it fit with what he said? But the idea that basically we have the power through Krias Shema to be saved from all these negative forces, and that connects to the time when Am Yisrael were crying about the eitzes of Bilam and all the eitzes all the advice the negative advice that goes on in the world against us to make us fall down, either by attacking us, God forbid, or anti-Semitism, or even worse, to pull us down from within through the lack of holiness and not fulfilling our purposes as an Am Kodesh, a holy nation. So that advice against us, the way we fix it is through Krias Shema. That gets rid of all the negative thoughts that the Bilam and all these people are trying to bring to us. And that connects us to Moshe, that connects to Shivim Panim Shel Torah, and that gives us the ability to Be'ez Hashem, to come to the unification. Should be Zochem Es Hashem. Hashem should give us Korach. With Chanukah coming up, there's the biggest galus of ore, and we have to get rid of the Klipah, this shell, this Isha Zona, this promiscuous woman, so we can come to the Panimius of Torah, and Be'ez Hashem come to the Shivim Panim Shel Torah, and that's the Or Shel Mashiach, the Or of Chanukah that Hashem sends us, Baruch Hashem, every year. It comes down the same ore from the time of Chanukah and all the way through to the Or Shel Mashiach. B'mei v'mei Amen.
Thank you.
Be'ez Hashem.
Yeah, I lost the place.
Yeah, anyway, it's good. No, we found it again. The good news is that with Chanukah, that Hashem's going to give us this extra chizuk that we might not naturally have on our own, but it's like an extra hug. It says actually, the Sfas Emes, that Chanukah was for the Chaloshim, as we even said, the Geburim Yad Chaloshim, that for the one to a more weak, more challenged, Hashem sent us this chag at the end of days. In Shalem, it says about the groups of Am Yisrael who were outside the Machaneh, where Amalek was attacking them, all these forces attacking them. Hashem sends Chanukah for our kind of generation, it needs the most amount of chizuk. And we should realize that Hashem's sending us the chizuk we need to feel His warmth, feel His love, to feel His closeness, and feel His protection, even when we're seemingly under attack all around us, and both within as well. Hashem's sending us what we need, and the awe of Hanukkah, such a simple mitzvah, brings such His galus. Just like Yosef is revealing himself, Hanukkah, so too the light of the menorah reveals to us the awe of the tzaddik, the awe of the tzaddikim, the awe of the Torah, and all the different ways the Torah is manifest. And Hashem should help us with that chizuk to translate it into a happy Hanukkah.
Oh my.